I'm so happy to see you. You cannot even underestimate the amount of happiness I have for seeing you, okay? So, like, the value of my happiness for you is just inestimable. I am delayed on my assignment today, okay? My paper that is due at, like, I don't even know what o'clock tonight, probably, like, midnight, is currently just kind of, like, you know, kind of flopping in the wind a little bit. It's just kind of like, it's not happening right now, okay? My brain just is not coming up with the words that I need in order to write this essay, and frankly, this essay is having to be styled in APA format, which is kind of like, I'm not really used to it, because we've always been sort of trained to do MLA format, so it's like, okay, anyways, I'm gonna be kind of like bugging out a little bit, and I kind of need your help to get this done, okay? Do you mind helping me a little bit? Just a little bit, just a little bit, not that much, just a little bit, yeah, just a little bit. Okay, so like, as you're helping me, I'll try to help you, and that way we can kind of help each other and trying to get all of these assignments done, because frankly, I know that you're gonna want to have some help. I know that I want some help. I know that you know that 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 I know that I want you to help me, and you know that I know that you know that I know that I want to help you. But you have to just kind of like work with me, okay? So I have so far in my essay, just kind of like the first and second paragraphs, and frankly, when it comes to like more paragraphs, I would like to have more paragraphs, you know, like I need at least like 5 paragraphs, and I have like 1.5, you know, like 1.5. We're going for like the 5, like, you know, the mother, the father, and the 3 kids, or the 2.5 kids with the cat. It's like, that's what I want, like, you know, like 5 paragraphs, make a nice family, like right there on my page number 1, page number 2, page number 3, page number 4, page number 5, right? Just kind of like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, you do. Okay, so listen, okay. Oh, by the way, did you drink the Kool-Aid in the front of the table? Yeah, there's some Kool-Aid right there in front of the door. Okay, did you drink some before coming in here? Okay, so you're gonna be keeping up with me, right? You're gonna be keeping up with me. Okay, do you know who you are anymore? Do you know what your name is? Do you know what your school ID is? Do you know what university you're attending to? Do you know what you're studying? Do you know what the paper's about? You don't know what any of that stuff is? Oh, that's a bit curious. Did you remember who you were and what you were doing and how you got here in the first place before drinking the Kool-Aid? Do you think you remember? Do you think that it's like at the tip of your tongue and like, you know, the top of your noggin? Do you really think that if you thought really quick about it, that you could actually come up with what it was that exactly that you came here for initially? Because I don't think it was to write a paper, but you know, we're gonna write a paper together, right? We're gonna be writing a paper together. Right? Yeah, I think the paper that we're gonna be writing together is gonna be a really good paper, because if we're not making a really good paper, then what's the point of making a paper? You have to, like, you know, it's a paper about something, right? It's a paper about something. Are you reading me right now? Is your brain working the same way that I am? Are you in the same frequency I am? Are you kind of keeping up? Are you not? Oh, what are you trying to keep up with? Are you trying to keep up with me, or are you trying to keep up with like the state of the current society that we're in, time? Or are you trying to keep up with the assignments that the professor assigned us? Do you remember the professor's name? Didn't you remember the class that we were just in with the professor that was just right there studying, teaching us? Isn't that how we got here in the first place, or no? Do you remember how you got here in the first place? Anyways, so paragraph number 3, right? Or paragraph 1.5. Which one did I say? Do you remember what I said? Do you recall what I was saying? I wonder. Do you have good attention skills? Do you think that you have good attention skills? Do you think you have good retention skills? Do you feel like you want to go back to 4th grade and learn retention skills? Because sometimes I kind of want to go back to 4th grade and teach myself retention skills, because it's like, how could I have improved my retention skills if I really applied myself when I was 8 years old? How far would I have gotten? It's like the Library of Alexandria. It's like, if that hadn't burned, how far along would humanity be at this point with all the knowledge that we had? But apparently, all of the scrolls that were hidden in the Library of Alexandria before it was burned was actually transported to the Vatican Library. And actually, all that information has always been at our disposal, because the people that burned it down wanted to preserve the knowledge that was in it, but use it for themselves as their own sort of like, you know, dominance sake. So at the same time, I'm still quite happy that the knowledge that we still have is still there, because that's a lot of knowledge and a lot of history, you know. But it's like, it's not what was burned during the Library of Alexandria burning. All the things that burned at the Library of Alexandria were things like census taking and like more judicial sort of material, things that didn't have a true value to it aside from just the specific time that it was put into. Anyways, so those papers about the Library of Alexandria, right? Yeah, because that's all the information I'm trying to give you. Do you have any information to give me back? Do you think about the Library of Alexandria? Do you think that you know anything that might help with this paper right here? Because I'm trying to really write this paper about Library of Alexandria, and frankly, if you can't come up with, you know, something to write about the Library of Alexandria, I don't know if we're going to be able to work together. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell you all the answers for this essay. It's a paper essay, so an essay exam. If you can't keep up with the essay exam, I don't know how you're going to do with the class. I don't know. Do they have like some sort of stipulation at your university where you can be able to, you know, say like, hey, because I'm going through a lot of things right now, you can have like what's it called, like a no credit instead of an F on your transcript? Do you have that? No, you don't have that? Wow, that's kind of a little sad and curious. Interesting. Now, but by the way, what university do you go to? Do we go to the same university? Are we taking the same class with the same professor? Have we been talking about two different professors in two different universities and two different classes the entire time? I'm very curious to know what your thoughts are. Hey, how about this? What if we write for the second paragraph? You know, the 1.5, the half is like half of the first of the second paragraph. So how about we write for the last half of the second paragraph? How about we write this? Okay, how about we write about how Cleopatra and Mark Antony were together, but then Cleopatra and Julius Caesar were also together, but guess what? The king of Judea, Herod, yeah, it was Herod, I believe. Herod, King Herod of Judea, I think it was Judea, or was it just Nazareth? I don't know. I think it was Judea, though. Don't quote me, but I think it was Judea. Okay, how about we talk about how the King Herod of Judea ended up murdering Cleopatra while simultaneously murdering Jesus, or trying to murder Jesus when he was a baby. Because when Jesus was a baby, the king of Herod of Judea was the king of Jesus' time. But actually, 33 years before, Cleopatra had died by the same King Herod who had conspired with what's his face, Octavius Augustus, who was the nephew of Julius Caesar. Anyways, this paper's about King Herod. Okay, the madman. He's an absolute madman, an absolute just insane person, just a crazy person, nuts, psychotic. The man killed so many of his wives, killed Cleopatra, tried killing Jesus. Who didn't he try killing? There's so many people. He was like, oh, the stars are not aligned for Jesus to come along. And so he was trying to find Jesus, and he was trying to get him killed. Hence the three wise men were employed by King Herod, the same man who killed Cleopatra, and tried saying, hey, whatever baby's beneath the star that we're following, hey, bring it to me, okay? I won't tell you what I'm going to do with the baby, but bring the baby. And it's like, oh my God, the same man was trying to conspire to kill baby Jesus was the same man conspiring to kill Cleopatra. Like, how did that overlap? How are they so close together? It's like 30 years ago. Who was around 30 years ago? Okay, the guy with the thing on his Gorbachev, and then Reagan 30 years ago. No, that wasn't even 30 years ago. That was 40 years ago. Oh my God, time flies. Okay, so we're talking about time travel on my paper, okay? So paragraph number 2, what are we going to be writing for paragraph number 2 when it comes to travel? I need to know what time travel is, okay? Where are you going to jump? What if time travel isn't just as simple as going back and forth, but you can also go side and sideways and going up in different directions? What if it's like you're going through different times? And what if like oh my God, okay. What if our existence here, okay, what if aliens exist and we're all just one consciousness here? We're just all one consciousness, like a cell. Like we're all just part of one big molecule. We're all part of one big glob, and the glob is an ice cube, and everything's a simulation where the ice cube is involved. So like the ice cube is all of our consciousness, with the aliens and all of us and all the planets and all the universe in this. That's the ice cube, and then we have the ice cube inside a fridge because it's a part of simulation. I thought those were screams, but they were geese. Oh my God, the glitch in the Matrix. They programmed the geese with screams of a human being. So what if we're just like an ice cube inside a fridge, and the fridge itself is a simulation? It's just a fridge in the middle of nowhere, just an entire huge white expanse, and it's just a storage unit. It's like a storage unit, like an empty, abandoned, like I don't know, Costco, let's say, sort of unit, where it's just like one fridge is left because it's like everything else just went out of business. And it's just what if this is all just we're all just one consciousness, all gods are true within the ice cube, but then outside of the ice cube it's like another universe, and that universe is a simulation, and then outside of that simulation it's just a person playing a video game of the simulation that we're inside of, and then that kid is inside of the same universe that we're in currently. What if it's like an interlocking universe? Like what if it's like a snake eating itself, where it's like a constantly interlocking? Who started it? Who, chicken or the egg? Who started the universe loop? That's the universe loop right there. It's a simulation inside, and we all have a control over each other. Oh my God. Okay, so paragraph number 2 is the simulation. How to escape the Matrix, okay? Number 2, red pill or blue pill? Do you eat what about purple pill? Okay, so purple pill. Eating the purple pill, you take a cocktail of Matrix pills. The Matrix pills tell you which wonderland hole you're going to be falling into, whether it be the one that pops you right back out into modern society, or whether it be the one that puts you right back into seeing how the reality within the reality of the reality that's inside that reality, and 2 realities inside of 1, with 3 realities inside of 5, and having with 5 realities inside of 1 all over again. It's really just a little loop of worlds all around, just a timey-wimey little thing, a ball of cosmic knowledge, a ball of cosmic meanings. And frankly, what if all the TV shows that we consider sci-fi are actually reality? Oh my God. Okay, so that was paragraph number 2. Okay, we're paragraph number 3. That's gonna be a tricky one to solve. Okay, so how about we talk about We talk about, okay, how about we talk about the timey-wimey ball of the nonsense that we're in, okay? What time loop are you in? Can you see through my eyes? I can see through your eyes. Can you see through my eyes? Can you not see through my eyes? I'm seeing through your eyes. You're seeing through my eyes. I'm seeing myself. I can see myself inside your eyes. I can see what I'm doing. I can see my perception of you inside. I can see how your perception of me is falling into my eyes now. I can see how you see me right now. You see this hand. I know that you're staring at this hand, and it's like, whoa, you're staring at this hand that I have that I'm controlling, and this is your hand that you're gonna be looking at, right? You're looking at this hand, and I'm looking at this hand, and I'm looking at this hand too. You're looking at this hand, but I can't see myself unless I'm seeing myself through you. And at the same time, what is that? What is the philosophical, ethical, and moral value of that? If I can see myself and judge myself through your lens, what value does that give to my word and my judgment and my existence? What if? Okay, paragraph number 3, perception and perspective. Okay, so we're gonna be writing this down. Perception and perspective. Okay, the perception of others are the perceptions of theirs, and the perceptions of ours are our perceptions and perspectives of every single individual is subject to change, because there's no consistent sense of what is to be subjected and what is to be subjective and what is to be objective and what is to be objected to. There's just only going to be a constant deal of confusion, and confusion yields a lot of false answers, and false answers are forced explanations. Why do we need an explanation? There's no need for explanations. Why do we need anything? We're just existing in a tiny one little space of just nothingness, right? Okay, so paragraph number 3, let's brainstorm together, okay? With this so far going excellent. I'm going to be needing paragraph number 3, okay? Let's think about this, okay? Let's think about this logically, empirically, objectively. But what is objectively? What is fact? What is fact and objective? And what is all of this? What if facts are only just to the extent of what are feeling? What the reason has to call forth the feeling? It's like what this, I think it was David Hume who said it, where he was like, reason is only subject to feelings, and feelings are only subject to reason. Where it's like, they're not working together. What's the point of being so factual? Like, if your feelings are not being considered, it's like, are you even living? Like, what is the point of living if you're not feeling your feelings? I mean, my goodness, what is the point of existence? To be living cerebrally the entire time, not being able to express or feel or sense anything? It's just constantly just kind of, it's just a constant sense of just, I have to be wrong, I have to be right, I have to be right, I have to be right, I have to be factual, I have to be constantly in my brain, I cannot leave my brain unless it is to be a factual matter. You have to take account all the feelings, take before you start saying, well, I'm so factual, take account of all the feelings. Otherwise, what is the point of life if you're not feeling? Point of life, paragraph number 4. Okay, the point of life is to feel, and the point of life is to feel as abundantly as you possibly can, to constantly be in your senses, constantly be in the moment, constantly be in the moment, in the feeling, of the senses. And if you're not constantly in the feeling, in the moment of the senses, then you're currently not just living, you're not currently living in the moment, in the senses, in the feeling, in the vibration. Okay, if you're not in the vibration, you're not in the vibration. And if you're not in the vibration, you are just currently not living. And if you're not living, what's the point of being so factual and correct? I mean, what is your point of your existence? To be a calculator, to be the minus sign in the calculator? My goodness, just one key your entire life is to play one key inside of one calculator, inside of one objective thing. My goodness, what a bleak existence. You must have to have some variety, some emotion, and feel your soul. We are all within soul, our flesh. It is the metaphysical component of us. It is the soul. Okay, so paragraph number 5. What should we make? Paragraph number 5. About, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The little kitty with the baby, okay? This is the point that we're at right now, okay? What is the point to giving birth? What is the point to reproducing? What is the point to giving forth life to the new generation? The time is just so relative, and everything doesn't mean anything, and everything means nothing, and everything means everything, and everything nothing. Nothing means everything, and everything means nothing. What is the point of existence if we're just constantly kind of trying to find all this jumble of thoughts when an animal doesn't think about thinking. An animal does not think about thoughts, but think about thoughts, and then thinks about thoughts. An animal just goes, hey, I want to eat, I want to do this, I'm constantly in the moment. But a human being thinks about thinking about thoughts, thoughts. It's like, am I thinking about thoughts? Am I thinking about that? And then they react to reactions. But then when they react to reaction, they react to that reaction of reacting against the reactionaries, against reacting against the reaction of the reactions. It's like, whoa. Who cares? Why? Where was the first seed of caring about all of this nonsense? Why have we gone so deep? Okay, first, the reason for reproduction and the abyss of existence, the constant explanations for everything, Our only purpose in the world is to think. That is what we do. We think about thinking. We think to think about thinking, and we think about thinking, and that is our purpose, to think about thinking. But how did we go so wrong? We existed. The thoughts about the thinking, breaks off the unity of the universe because we're thinking about the thoughts as opposed to being within the body, within the mind, within the body, within the mind, within the body, within the mind. We can't just have it. We just can't be just constantly in the head. We have to be constantly in the mind and the vibrations. We have to be on our fingertips. We have to be in our toes. We have to be on our knees. We have to be on our shoulders. We have to be in our neck. We have to be in our ears. We can't just be in the brain all the time. We cannot be in the brain all the time. The brain is not the place to be, okay? The brain is not the place to be. It could be the place to be at some time, but it cannot be the place to be all the time. It cannot be the place to be all the time. If it doesn't be the place to be all the time, your brain will not be able to work effectively to make sure that your existence is part of what is supposed to be your existence. If you think about thinking, and if you think about thinking, and if you think about those thoughts that you thought, and when you think about the thoughts that you think, then you realize, oh, your purpose to think is about thinking. And then if you think about what you think about, and then when you think about that, then you realize what is the point to everything, because your explanations about explanations about explanations about explanations are just, it just removes you from the moment so much. Is the existence of thinking is just thought itself a disease? It's just a thought. Everything else is just nothing but the thought. Is the thought? Is the thinking a disease? Is the thinking a disease? Is all human beings just a disease with the thinking? And that's why we end up making creations, to make those creations continue thinking for us, because we cannot leave a space without thinking, without thoughts. Oh, correct. This paper just won me a Nobel Prize. I know when I submit this paper, I'm going to receive a Nobel Prize. I'm going to be flown into space. I'm going to be making peace. I'm going to go to the Harvard of Mars, and I'm just going to be able to have, just a Marsvard. I'm going to be a Marsvard graduate, and I'm going to be the first Marsvard graduate, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, it's going to be amazing. I can't even thank you enough.